Think vegetarian meals are less filling or exciting? I'm going to show you how to make 4 plant-based recipes that are anything but boring. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Taylor from The Girl on Bloor. I'm all about sharing easy meal prep strategies that you can save time, money, and stress. Going meatless doesn't have to mean endless salads or plain tofu. Today I'll be showing you how to make 4 of my favorite ever vegetarian recipes that are filling, flavorful, and fun. Today we'll be making Instant Pot Chana Masala, fully loaded Tex-Mex style sweet potatoes, a sticky sesame tofu stir fry, and build your own Buddha bowls. These recipes are all a great way to mix up your dinner routine and add more veggies to your diet. Research has linked plant-based diets to lower rates of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and some cancers, and adding more vegetarian meals to your meal plan can result in a lower grocery bill since you aren't buying expensive meat and poultry. Plant-based eating is also better for the environment, so it's just a win-win. Even eating 1 or 2 vegetarian meals a week makes a huge difference. That's why I'm sharing these delicious options to give you some inspiration. If you're looking for even more healthy, easy dinner recipes to try, make sure to check out my 4-week meal plan, which I've linked to in the description below. Okay, let's get cooking. To start, we're going to make Instant Pot Chana Masala. This recipe uses a ton of ingredients that you likely already have in your pantry, and the best part is that it's ready in just 30 minutes thanks to the Instant Pot. You basically dump your ingredients in and press the start button. You could also make this recipe on the stovetop or in the slow cooker, but it's ready faster in the Instant Pot. First up, you're going to prep your ingredients. You'll dice 2 small or 1 large yellow onion, then mince 4 cloves of garlic, mince 1 tablespoon of fresh ginger, rinse and drain 2 cans of chickpeas, chop up 3 cups of baby spinach, and chop up some fresh cilantro for garnish. With the prep out of the way, you're going to add your ingredients to the Instant Pot. It's really important to add everything in the right order just to make sure that it cooks properly. Doing it any other way than how I'm showing you today may result in the burn message. So first up, add 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, then you'll layer in the onions, garlic, ginger, chickpeas, 1 tablespoon of garam masala, 1 tablespoon of coriander, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 can of diced tomatoes, and ½ a cup of vegetable broth. Garam masala is a blend of spices originating in South Asia and particularly common in Indian cuisine. Lots of major grocery stores in North America carry it now, but you can always check out local markets if you're having trouble finding it. Once everything is in the Instant Pot, place the lid on, then press the pressure cook button and cook on high for 2 minutes. While the chana masala cooks, heat some naan in the microwave or in the oven and make your rice. I like to use a rice cooker because it's hands-off and ensures that you get the perfect rice every single time, but you can also cook the rice in a pot on the stove. Add 1 cup of dry basmati or jasmine rice, 1½ cups of water, and 1 teaspoon of butter to your rice cooker or pot on the stove and cook until most of the liquid has absorbed. When the Instant Pot is done cooking, flick or press down on the switch at the top and do a quick release of the pressure. This will take a few minutes. Open the lid when the pressure gauge is dropped and stir in your chopped baby spinach. Your kitchen is going to smell heavenly with all those spices. Serve the chana masala over rice with a little bit of naan on the side, adding some cilantro for garnish, and enjoy. This recipe is super easy to make and is a great option for those chilly nights where you're looking for something warm and comforting. You can store this recipe in the fridge for 4 to 5 days, but it tastes best when you eat it within 2 days. It also freezes beautifully and will last in the freezer for up to 4 months in airtight glass containers. Reheat in the microwave, sprinkling a little bit of water over top first, or reheat on the stovetop and serve with fresh rice. Next, we're going to make fully loaded Tex-Mex inspired sweet potatoes. This recipe is a great option if you're craving carbs but want a filling, nutritious dinner, and you can mix up the toppings based on whatever you have on hand. I'm going to be making a Tex-Mex inspired version with cheese, black beans, corn, jalapenos, and pico de gallo. First up, preheat the oven to 450 degrees, then wash your sweet potatoes and place them on a parchment lined baking sheet. When the oven is ready, bake them for 45 minutes. Super easy first step. While the sweet potatoes are cooking, you can then prep your toppings. Dice ½ a cup of red onion, shred 1 cup of cheddar cheese, rinse and drain 1 can of black beans, and chop up some fresh cilantro and jalapeno for garnish. You'll also need ½ a cup of corn. I usually keep a bag of frozen corn on hand at all times, and then you'll need ½ a cup of pico de gallo or salsa. Olives, bell peppers, or any of your other favorite nacho toppings would make great additions or substitutes. When the sweet potatoes are done cooking, remove them from the oven and slice them in half lengthwise. Then you'll top half with cheese, red onion, black beans, and corn, and pop them back in the oven for another 5 minutes until the cheese is melted. Take them out of the oven, add your pico de gallo or salsa, garnish with jalapeno and cilantro, and dig in. Super easy and super tasty. This recipe is a healthier way to satisfy your carb cravings while still sticking to a vegetarian diet and adding in some protein and fiber to boot. You can store the sweet potatoes and toppings separately in the fridge for up to 5 days or freeze the baked sweet potatoes for up to 3 months. Reheat them in the microwave or in the oven and add your fresh toppings when you're ready to enjoy again. Okay, next up we are going to make my favorite sticky sesame tofu stir fry. While tofu can get a bad rap, I'm going to show you how to make your tofu ultra crispy and super delicious. I guarantee it's going to become your new favorite vegetarian protein once you try this sauce. Start by prepping your ingredients. Chop 1 yellow onion, cut up 1 zucchini, chop 1 red pepper, slice 4 green onions, mince 2 cloves of garlic, and then mince 1 teaspoon of ginger. You'll also need 1 package of extra firm tofu for this recipe. Extra firm holds its shape the best and won't crumble while you're stir frying it. Place a block of tofu on a large plate in between 2 kitchen towels and add a heavy object over top like a textbook. This will squeeze out any excess liquids so that you can get the tofu as crispy as possible. In the meantime, make the stir fry sauce. Mix together 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, the minced garlic, and the minced ginger in a small bowl, then set aside. Next, make some rice to serve alongside the stir fry. Add 2 cups of water, 1 cup of white rice, 1 teaspoon of butter, and a pinch of salt to a rice cooker or a pot on the stove and cook until all the liquid has absorbed. By now, your tofu should be ready. Cut the block into 1-inch cubes and carefully toss with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch in a large bowl. The cornstarch will create a coating and help give your tofu that amazing crispiness. If you don't have any cornstarch, you could try using regular flour or potato starch. Now you're ready to start cooking. Heat 2 tablespoons of canola oil in a large skillet over medium-high heat for a few minutes until the oil is smoking. You want the oil to be nice and hot before adding your tofu, otherwise it will become soggy and not develop that crispiness. Add the coated tofu pieces to the pan in a large layer once the oil is nice and hot, then season with salt and pepper. Cook your tofu for about 5 minutes until brown on all sides, then remove from heat and transfer to a paper towel lined plate. Turn the heat up to high, add a touch more canola oil to the empty skillet, and then add in your onion, zucchini, and red pepper. You want the heat to be higher now to get a nice char on the veggies. Season the veggies with salt and pepper and stir fry until tender crisp. Now add the tofu back to the skillet, lower the heat to medium so that the sauce doesn't burn, then pour the stir fry sauce and cook for another 2 minutes until it starts to thicken. Remove the pan from the heat, serve the stir fry over rice, and garnish with green onions and sesame seeds for the perfect finishing touch. You'll definitely be a tofu convert after you try this dish, and don't even get me started on the amazing sauce. Like any other stir fry, this dish is great for meal prep. You can store individual portions in the fridge for up to 5 days and reheat throughout the week. I recommend reheating in a skillet to make sure the tofu stays crispy, but you can reheat it in the microwave if you're in a hurry. Just make sure to sprinkle some water over top of the rice so that it doesn't dry out. Okay, 3 recipes down, 1 more to go. To finish things off, we're going to make my favorite build your own Buddha bowls. These ones are so much better than the Nourish bowls that you might get at a fast casual restaurant, and the options for toppings are endless. You can customize them and use whatever you have on hand. Okay, let's get started. Preheat the oven to 425 degrees, then prep your ingredients. You can use whatever veggies you'd like for this recipe, such as mushrooms, carrots, parsnips, cabbage, or kale. For today's bowl, I am chopping up 1 medium sweet potato into 1-inch pieces, then peeling and dicing up 4 beets, slicing 1 cup of red onions, chopping 1 cup of broccoli, and 1 cup of cauliflower. If you want to save time, you can buy pre-chopped broccoli and cauliflower florets from the grocery store. Same goes for any other pre-chopped veggie. Finally, mince 2 cloves of garlic for our tahini sauce. Once you've got your veggies, make sure to also choose a protein source. For these bowls, I'm going to use 1 cup of edamame for protein. You can feel free to switch up the protein by adding chickpeas, lentils, beans, store-bought falafels, or marinated tofu. I've got a killer tofu marinade in the Build Your Own Buddha Bowls post on my blog, and I've linked to it in the description below if you're looking to switch things up. Now that you've got your veggies prepped, add them all to a parchment-lined baking sheet and drizzle 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Season with salt and pepper, then cook in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. While the veggies are roasting, now is the perfect time to make the quinoa, which will act as the base of your bowl. I like to use white quinoa, but red or black or multicolor will also work. If you're not a quinoa fan, you can swap it out for barley, farro, or rice. Add 1 cup of quinoa, 1 cup of water, and 1 teaspoon of olive oil to a rice cooker or a pot on the stove and cook until the liquid has absorbed. Next, make your tahini sauce. This sauce really makes the veggies shine and brings some much needed umami to the dish. Mix together 1/4 cup of tahini, 1/4 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, along with your minced garlic and a pinch of salt and pepper in a small bowl. You may need to use a blender or an immersion blender if you find that the tahini is too hard to stir by hand. When all of your ingredients are ready, assemble your Buddha bowls. There's no right or wrong way to assemble them, but I typically like to serve the roasted veggies over top of the quinoa with the edamame on the side. Drizzle the tahini dressing over top of everything and enjoy. These Buddha bowls are Instagram worthy, so make sure to tag me in your photos if you happen to make them. This recipe is a great option for meal prep. Store the bowls with the dressing in the fridge for up to 5 days and eat them throughout the week. And there you have it. These vegetarian recipes are so good that even meat lovers will enjoy them. And you can rest easy knowing that you are eating plant-based ingredients that are going to nourish your body from the inside out. Okay, which one of these delicious recipes are you going to try first? All of them are so great for meal prep, so you can make a big batch of them on the weekend and store them in the fridge in airtight glass containers for days where you really don't feel like cooking a complicated meal. If you're looking for more easy, healthy dinner recipes, don't forget that I also have lots to choose from in my 4-week meal prep plan. You can find the link to that in the description below this video. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for even more delicious recipes coming your way. And don't forget to share my channel with a friend or family member who could also use meal prep in their lives. Now that I have all of these yummy vegetarian meals to choose from, I'm gonna grab one and dig in. Thanks for hanging out in my kitchen today, and I will see you in the next video.